everybody. We are here with the Peter Zahirsky for his hashtag IBB Top 3
Trilogy.
Oh yeah. So this is part 1 of 3. So make sure you dive into this with us, and then check out the second and third one to come as well, because got some really good stuff. Peter is the man. He's with the Port Authority. And if you want to kind of just real quick, just give a quick background bio or whatever you want to say, and then we're going to dive right in.
Yeah, so I'm the Director of Coastal Development for the Lake
All right,
County, Ohio
all right,
Port and Economic Development Authority. Been in that role for about 4 years now.
Awesome.
Did my undergrad at Ohio University, studied history, which I loved, but you really can't do that much with it. Nobody's looking to hire you because you know all about the fall of the Roman Empire. So came up to Cleveland, went to Cleveland State and did the JD and MPA program, and found economic development while I was in there, and kind of picked that as my career path, and kind of looked back.
Awesome. So real quick, I know we're going to dive right into your number one key to success, but that I feel like is a huge key to success that you lived out.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, hey, I love history. I love the Roman Empire, but it's not there anymore, you know, but like, so, but you didn't let that stop you, and then you didn't let that be an excuse for like, hey, I need to continue.
Right.
So, so those of you out there that have the degree that you're like, why did I do that? Do what he did and keep going and find what drives you. So cool. Sorry.
No,
that's a little mini lesson in our big lesson. All right, cool. Roman Empire. All right, top key, man. What is it? What number one?
Number one would definitely be you got to get out and get it. You got to get out and get it.
Yes.
When I graduated school and I was looking for a job, I was applying to stuff. I was doing everything I could. But what really got me here was that I kind of went back to everyone that I had networked with when I was in school. When I was in school, I made a point of talking to my professors, saying, you know, who can you connect me to that's in this field that would be good for me to meet? And I kind of developed a whole network while I was still in.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It was a good investment of time, because once I graduated, I called everybody back, said, hey, can we meet for coffee? And told them.
Remember me?
Right. Said, I'm out, I'm done, and I'm looking for a job. And one of the people I met with gave my resume to someone else, who gave my resume to my now boss. He called me in because they had a position open, went through the interview process, and I got it.
That is awesome. So get out and get, so yeah, your resume was important, right? The piece of paper was important, but you, the person, had to, what, over 2 years, 3 years? Like,
4
I mean, like,
years.
obviously, like, I'm saying, like, but at OU, you were there 4 years, or?
Right, and then 4 years at Cleveland State.
Okay, so, but also, too, like, obviously, you know, you and I were probably right out of school, kind of, like, ashamed that, like, we didn't have it all figured out yet, but, like, now, like, that's something to take extreme pride in, is because, like, listen, I didn't just land this job out of nowhere. Like, I spent 8 years taking the extra time to network, to connect, to meet. So, and I feel like networking and connecting with others, like, get out and get it. Like, get out and go, like, relationships don't happen.
No,
on their own.
You make them.
Yeah, and like, granted, you can keep retyping your resume. You can make that happen.
Right.
But like, that's not getting out and get it. So like, if you could, like, dive a little deeper in the get out and get it, is like, how did someone tell you, hey man, you need to connect, or is it just something you're like, self, I probably should do this?
Yeah, it was kind of a sense that, hey, I went into law school with all these other people. This isn't the only law school out there. And the understanding that it's not just enough to sort of look good on paper. It's not enough to just have the good grades or even have the good resume.
Yeah.
You've got to know people. You've got to kind of be able to have people vouch for you. So you've got to kind of have people know you and be able to speak on your behalf. And also just to really dial it in, like what your goals are, what the path you want to take is, you need to be out talking to people, trying new things.
Yeah.
When I started school at Cleveland State, you know, when I started law school, I had a whole other career path that I was sure was the one for me.
It's gonna happen.
I was like, nope, I know exactly which way I want to go. And then I started talking to some people who were working in that field and had been in it for a while, and slowly realized
Ooh, this is
No,
gonna be
no,
bad.
I don't,
Yeah.
you died, your life, me, no,
Wouldn't
not
get
gonna
along.
work.
So, so you went out, and like again, like get out and get. Was it get out and get it, right?
Get out and get it.
Just get out and get it. It's that simple. But is get out and get it. You know, it's like that takes shape and takes form in many different things.
Yeah, depending
But-
on the person, what it is that you're trying to do, it's
Yeah.
gonna mean different things for different people,
Yeah.
but you can't hang back and expect the opportunities to come
Yeah.
to you. You gotta go out, you gotta meet the people, you've gotta try the things,
Mm-hmm.
you've gotta be out there making things happen for
Yeah.
you.
And kudos to you, brother, for like having the wherewithal to be like, I should probably talk to people who are already doing what I'm so sure that I'm meant for. Because I mean, like, tell me about like was that something you just were just like, hey, this is probably important, or was it like did you have people saying, hey, I don't think you're the right fit for that career, or like how did that process take place?
No, it wasn't anybody saying it wasn't the right fit. It was just kind of when you would talk to people, and you know they might talk about their experiences and their frustrations, and you would think, you know, I really didn't consider that part of this. And is it still going to be worth it? I mean, we all, in whatever career we choose, we're going to deal with, you know, downturns,
Yes.
obstacles, frustrations, but
Mhm.
you have to ask yourself, is what I want worth it? Is it worth putting up with this?
Yes.
And so,
Is it worth it?
right.
Yes.
So you may find that, you know, this thing that you thought was right for you, it's just not worth some of the costs that you may incur to get there. And we all still, you know, like I said, we all still have to do things we don't want to do, but,
Mhm.
or that we would prefer not to do. But if you have a goal in mind, you have a place that you want to get to, that's how you deal with these things, and that's how you kind of push through them.
Awesome. Very cool.
Yeah, I was,
Awesome. Yeah.
well, just to kind of tell you where it all came from, I was very fortunate in undergrad. When I was at Ohio U, I had a professor who, even though he was teaching a history class, he also felt that he had to kind of help us as students to be prepared for the world. And
Who would have
so-
thunk, right?
Right.
Like,
So
because
it
you don't
was-
want to be the Roman Empire when
No.
you get out to the career world, right?
No,
You're
so-
like you want to be.
He was a history professor who also made us write resumes, and then he
That's
critiqued
awesome.
our resumes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a small class, so it wasn't, you know, like a big intro class.
Yeah.
But he was, his name was C. Michael Gray. Never forget this guy.
Awesome.
And his background was in law, and he had done a lot of civil rights work and things like that, and he really inspired me. And I went to talk to him one day about what my interests were. And he said, well, go find an attorney here in Athens
Mm-hmm.
and get an internship. And so he helped me. I printed 20 resumes, 20 cover letters, and I put on a tie, and I spent a day walking around to 20 different attorneys' offices in Athens, Ohio.
Yeah.
And one of them, as soon as I handed it to him, said, yeah, we could use somebody, you know, to kind of help out with stuff around here. And so
Yeah.
I kind of picked up this volunteer unpaid internship, which, you know, millennials, we've all done those.
I had three.
Yeah.
I had three.
I had a few. But you know, that experience really kind of was what opened my eyes to, you got to go out and make it happen. And
Yeah.
it also helped me understand what being a lawyer was all about. And at the time I thought, yeah, this is something I can do. Like, I understand it. And that got me to the next step of coming to Cleveland State for law school. And that, you know, one thing led to another. So,
But at least you know it got you going on the right path.
Yeah.
It like wasn't the exact path you thought, but at least
Right.
got you going on the path that would create the solution for what made you happy. You know, it's
Yeah.
like it's one thing to be a successful lawyer, but like again, having the wherewithal, you're like, you know what, I could be a very successful lawyer. I'd have all the things I would ever want in life, but I wouldn't be happy.
yeah,
You
for
know?
me, working 90 hours a week, I don't care how much money you're paying me. You know, if you don't have time to spend it and enjoy your life,
Yeah,
it's
right?
not.
Yeah, like,
So-
did I get my paycheck? I don't know. I can't spend it, so I'm working too much. So, but
Yeah, so, yeah, when you're
awesome.
going out and getting it, you may find that what you get is the knowledge that, you know, this isn't the right thing for me.
Yeah.
But as long as you're out there, as long as you're trying to make things happen,
mhm.
things will come your way, and you'll kind of be able to recalibrate your approach, and you'll get where you need to be.
And to like that, I feel like by you doing that, like for those of you watching this, getting out and getting like it takes the guessing out of life. Like it
Yeah.
takes the guesswork. Like you don't have to guess like or hope. I mean, like, it's obviously, hope is good because you're always looking towards the future, but like, you don't have to hope things work out, or
Right.
like, again, like, why are you gonna sit on the train tracks and just wait and be like, I think there's still trains that go by here, but I'm not sure, you know? So like, and obviously it's that's a little extreme, but I mean, I feel like that's what we do a lot
Yeah.
with when we're like not sure what we want.
Mhm.
Instead of taking action, we're just like, well, I guess it's not so bad being miserable, right? It's not so bad doing nothing. So, but thank you so much, my man.
Sure.
Appreciate it. So, thank you for tuning in. This is only part one, and I mean, we're just getting started. That's
Oh,
awesome. So,
Just feeling warm.
just getting warmed up. But so definitely, thank you for checking this out. Come back for number 2 and number 3, and until next time.
Stay burn proof.